Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Fugu Bomb 25-liter backpack from Lii Gear. Pretty recently we took a look at the Nightcore BP18, which is a collaboration that Nightcore did with Lii Gear, and that was a really interesting bag, but it was a little bit smaller than what I normally like to use, so I was very excited to see that Lii Gear actually had a bag in this 25-liter range, which is normally closer to the size that I like to use. And I was also excited to see that they offered the bag in Dyneema, which is a material that I haven't actually had a chance to test out before. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience using this over the past couple of weeks. I'll walk through how I've loaded it out, show all the features. But before jumping into the video, I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the outside of the bag, this definitely has a pretty technical aesthetic. It's got a lot of straps and attachment points on the outside, so it's not really a minimal bag. It definitely feels more like a hiking or tactical backpack, and to me, this is an aesthetic that works great. I've always enjoyed this style of bag, but of course, it might not be as appropriate for taking into a more professional office setting, but it's still gonna work well for walking around the outdoors or exploring a city. The bag is offered in a few different colors and materials. The version that I have here is the black Dyneema version of the bag. As I mentioned in the intro, this is my first bag that I'm using with this type of Dyneema material. I've heard a lot about it recently, and so far it's been really great. You know, it's not substantially different from some of the other materials that I've used in the past as far as, you know, durability. It feels like it's gonna hold up well to rougher usage. It's substantial without being too heavy. The bag comes in at just under 3 pounds, which for a 25-liter bag with the amount of padding that this has is pretty good. And then you also feel like there's gonna be a decent amount of weather resistance, like water is gonna be, you know, kind of bouncing off of this a little bit. Maybe not quite as weather resistant feeling as something like X-Pack, which really just feels like is gonna keep all of your stuff dry, but it definitely has done a good job with the water experiments that I've done so far. You also have some very nice YKK zippers all throughout the bag, including this aqua guarded one on the main compartment. And then continuing along the outside of the bag, as mentioned, on the front you have a lot of straps and different ways that you can kind of attach and configure gear. So you have a few kind of plastic clips here at the top where you can attach something with a carabiner, and then you have some webbing here along the front, which is going to work well with some pouches that Lii Gear actually sells. I'll talk a little bit more about those later in the videos, but you can attach them here, or again with a carabiner attach something. You also get this bungee cord that can be used for attaching something like a jacket or a yoga mat, and this is also removable if you want to give the bag a little bit of a cleaner look. It's got these nice clips that really make it easy to take things on and off when you want to use this. And then at the bottom you also have an additional kind of compression strap and attachment point here. Again, you can put something, tighten it up, and then I like that because of these openings on the water bottle pockets, you can actually tuck these away when you don't want to use them to, again, just give the bag a little bit of a more minimal aesthetic. Also on the outside, I was very excited to see that you have two water bottle pockets. They offer a nice amount of capacity. In this one here, I currently have the same 20-ounce water bottle that you've seen in a lot of my other daily bag videos. Fits in there comfortably. I like the elasticity provided on these water bottle pockets. The main compartment is a little bit fuller, so that's gonna, you know, take up some of the volume, but because these are stretchy enough, I was able to fit my water bottle in there. Anything a little bit thicker than that, I feel could start to get kind of tight, but this mesh does feel pretty robust, so at least it doesn't feel like it's gonna tear if you use this a lot. So great to have one on each side, and then because of these elastics, they kind of just hug the bag when they're not in use. And then at the bottom of the bag, you have some additional kind of molly webbing, which is gonna be great for attaching accessories. And then you have this handle at the bottom and you have a handle at the top, which are gonna make it, you know, very nice for loading this maybe into your trunk or into an overhead storage compartment. It's nice that you have one on either side so you can really lift this up easily, especially when you have this clamshell style bag a little bit more open. You can just kind of pick it up and move it around. So nice to have the ability to kind of grab this from either direction. The straps themselves are pretty simple. They don't have a ton of padding, but it's nice that they come up a little bit so you can easily grab them. And then the last thing I'll mention while we're on the front of the bag is here at the top you have a large Velcro patch area where you can, place a variety of morale patches if you like to be able to customize your bag. You can place them in here. This is actually larger than most of the morale patches that I normally use, so I could probably put 2 if I really wanted to. So nice to have that ability to kind of customize, and then you can just remove the morale patch and keep this a little bit cleaner if you don't want to use it. As far as the capacity, the bag comes in at about 25 liters, which to me is a really versatile size. I'm able to hold all my EDC items, and I still have some leftover space if I want to, take a pair of gym clothes or a jacket or something like that. And I like that even when the bag is a little bit more packed out, it doesn't really stick out too much. It hugs my bag nicely, which makes it great for navigating crowded areas, jumping onto public transit, and carrying onto most domestic and international airlines. Taking a look at the straps and the back paneling, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. I like how the straps have been implemented here. They're very robust and well padded. The padding is also soft right out of the box. They feel really good. On the inside, there isn't a breathable material to help prevent moisture from building up, which would have been nice to see, but the straps do have a nice width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. At the top, you have load lifter straps that are going to allow you to kind of configure how this sits on your shoulder a little bit better. And then you also have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. Moving into the back paneling, this has also been pretty comfortable. I like the padding that's included here at the top. It's soft and well elevated, so it's going to give you these air channels that are going to provide ventilation and airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. I also like that at the bottom you have this padded area in your lower back, which is going to give you a nice bit of support. And then you have a very rigid frame sheet along the back that's going to help distribute the weight, particularly when the bag is a little bit more packed out. One thing I want to call out about this frame sheet is that I did notice that it could tend to dig into my lower back. I was able to, however, correct this by adjusting the straps with the load lifters, and you also have the ability to adjust the straps and this back paneling as well. With this Velcro, you can just kind of move it up or down depending on your height. The last thing I'll mention while we're on the back paneling is that you have these carbon fiber attachment points that are meant to pair with a waist belt that the company sells separately. This is a really solid waist belt that offers plenty of padding. I like the length of the padding. This is really going to provide that support when you're wearing this with a heavier load. The waist belt itself also has MOLLE attachments, so you can clip something on with a carabiner. This has worked great. You can easily attach and remove it using these different clips that they've included with the bag, and I really like that the waist belt is fully removable in case you're not carrying as much stuff and you just want to have a cleaner overall look. Again, this is sold separately, but it's definitely a solid waist belt to consider purchasing if this is the type of thing that you normally like to use. Jumping into the organizational options, the bag keeps things pretty simple. As we saw with the BP18, they really just like to provide you a lot of ways to configure the bag with additional pouches and accessories as opposed to jamming a lot of pockets into the bag itself. So besides the water bottle compartments on the outside, you just have one quick access compartment on the top. It has this zipper that opens up very smoothly. And I like the amount of space offered in this top compartment. It's going to be great for any items that you need to grab a little bit more quickly during the day. So in this one, I just tossed in my Apple AirPods Pro, and I also threw in my sunglasses with their case. And even with those items in there was still a little bit of leftover capacity if I wanted to toss in a charger or maybe my phone while going through TSA. Moving into the main compartment, the bag has what the company calls a horseshoe style opening, which is kind of like a clamshell style. I like this type of zipper because you can use this as a top loader if you just want to open up this section here, easily reach in and grab whatever you need to without fully opening the bag, but then the zipper goes all the way down to the bottom so you can actually open it up and get a much better view at the inside. You'll want to release the clip so that you can fully open this up. The zippers go down, and then you get all the visibility into this main compartment. This is a bag that is going to work very well with a modular style of packing. Again, a very simple layout, and this 25 liters of space gives you a lot of flexibility. So jumping into what I currently have here, you can see that it's not overly packed out. I still had a little bit of leftover space at the top. At the moment, I'm using some of the pouches that Lii Gear sells as part of this ecosystem of accessories. You can see that the color and material match that of the bag. So I really love when companies offer sets like this. You know, it helps with my OCD-ness of making sure that my gear kind of all works together. And so this is one of these smaller pouches that they have. Both of their pouches that we're going to be taking a look at have this strap system that pairs with the bag, so you can attach this on the inside or the outside. And this is a really interesting system. It's different than what I've seen in the past. You thread this part of the fabric through the plastic clip, and it's pretty easy to get in and out. And at first I was a little skeptical that this would provide a secure hold, but to my surprise, as much as I wiggled the bag around and whenever I placed in here, these didn't really slip off. So a really interesting system. I like how quick it is to get these straps on and off. It makes it a lot more encouraging to use this as kind of a modular setup with the different attachment points on the bag. And so on this smaller pouch, you just have a well-protected YKK zipper. These are very simple pouches, but I like that it just gives you a lot of space for any bulkier items that you might want to store. So in this one, you have just a large open compartment, and then you have a slip pocket on the back to provide a little bit of separation. So in this smaller one, I just have my GoPro Hero 3 Plus, and then nothing else at the moment, but this would be a great spot for other tech accessories, power blocks, a laptop charger. And then on the back, I just tossed in my Matador pocket blanket, which fit in there comfortably. And again, just to kind of show off the separation between the two areas of the pouch. Next up, we have another pouch from Lii Gear. This is gonna be a little bit larger, same strap system on the back, which works very well, and then the well-protected zipper. And this one, it's gonna just offer a little bit more space. I've used this kind of as my tech pouch. It has 2 slip pockets on the inside as opposed to just the one, and then just plenty of space on the front for any larger tech items that you might wanna carry with you. So this is gonna be a great spot for your laptop charger, your portable hard drives. In my case, I currently just have an HDMI retractable cable here. I have my Kindle e-reader, and then I tossed in a portable keyboard that I like to have with me, particularly when I'm just traveling with my iPad. And then beyond that, I don't have anything in this larger area. And then on the back, these slip pockets offer a nice capacity. They're not elastic or anything, so the items can tend to, kind of float around if you happen to flip the bag upside down, but they offer enough capacity for most of the items that I carry with me, such as my Apple Magic Mouse. And then next to that, I also have a lightning cable and power brick to charge my phone. So really simple layout, but that's what helps make these so effective. And then it's super nice that you can either just toss them in the way that I had them, or configure these with a variety of the attachment points that we'll take a closer look at in a second. Continuing with the items that I have in this main area, at the bottom I have my Beat Studio wireless headphones, which is one of the larger items that I normally have with me. It fit in there very easily. And then the last thing that I have here just kind of floating around is my Matador laptop sleeve. And I was a little bit disappointed that there's no laptop sleeve or even a slip pocket here in the main compartment for a laptop. On the company site, it says that this will hold up to a 15-inch laptop, but you'll have to provide your own sleeve and padding, which is why I have this sleeve for Matador, which I did a video on in the past. I'll make sure to link that in the description below. I really like this one because it provides a lot of weather resistance, and I just felt that the aesthetic kind of matched, since this felt almost like a hiking backpack to me, that if I'm taking my laptop into the outdoors, if I'm traveling, then if I need to have it with me, this is gonna offer a lot of protection. I can remove it easily. And so, again, you have plenty of flexibility to add the accessories that you need. They're just not provided with the bag, which might have been a nice addition. On the back paneling here, they have this Velcro that's gonna be perfect for many accessories that are on the market, which you can just kind of stick onto here. You can tear them off easily. I don't have many of those accessories myself. I prefer to use this to kind of lay my laptop here comfortably. Beyond that, you have a lot of these same plastic clips like the ones that we saw on the pouches that are gonna allow you to attach those pouches here to the bag, and other accessories as well. You have a lot of flexibility. You can see the curve from the frame sheet here. It really provides you a lot of support and really keeps the bag structured. And then if you do want to remove that, you have this Velcro flap at the top that's going to allow you to pull it out. I'm not going to do that because I always have a hard time getting them back in, but you have the option to do so if you want. And then you also have the ability to use this with a water bladder. Again, no sort of slip pocket to actually put the water bladder into, which would have been nice, but you do have these zippers along the side of the bag on each side so that you can thread the nozzle through when you're using this for hiking and be able to hydrate while you're on the go. So nice addition here. You can close them up when you're not using them. Beyond that, even though it's a pretty simple layout in this main area, it's nice that you have these 2 kind of deeper pockets on the sides, which are going to be great for taller accessories. So in this one on the left, I have my portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. This will probably be a good spot for something like an umbrella as well, or some charging cables. And then on the right, similarly sized compartment, I just have my USB-C and USB hub that I use to charge my laptop and some of my other devices. So simple layout. It's nice that if you don't want to use them, they just kind of stay out of the way. And then with the amount of space offered here, this is definitely the type of bag that you can maybe use for a quick trip. I was able to fit my larger double-sided packing cube and a dot kit into here. Now with the narrowness of this bag, it's not quite as wide as some of the other 25-liter bags that I've used in the past. It was a pretty tight fit, but it was able to fit. And if you don't pack as much, then you can definitely get away with using this for a longer weekend trip. And then taking a look at the flap for this main compartment, you have some additional organizational options. You have these mesh pockets, which are great, so you can easily see what's on the inside. Starting at the bottom, you have a slightly taller compartment. It's going to be a little bit deeper. I don't know why a zipper wasn't included here. This is very much just a slip pocket, so when you open the compartment up, you have to be careful because items can tend to slide down, but it's still nice to at least have this extra capacity if you have, pouches or other items that you want to store here. In my case, I just have the Tom Bin Ghost Whale pouch that has some of these smaller tech items that I normally carry with me. I can just toss that in there easily. I also have this little manicure set that I like to have with me. And then at the top, you have another mesh compartment. I like that this one is zippered as it keeps everything in the compartment a little bit more secure. And I really love the volume of this compartment that helps make it a lot more usable and flexible. So even with the items that I have in here, I could still place additional items if I wanted. At the moment, I just have a deck of playing cards, and then I also have this little tin that has some Band-Aids and some ointments that I like to have with me. So really nice, simple layout in this main area. I do wish that a laptop sleeve or slip pocket of some sort had been included, but it's nice that you can at least have a lot of flexibility with configuring this with additional pouches and accessories with what's been provided. It also gives you a nice amount of space. And if you're interested in a durable and comfortable bag that's gonna give you a lot of flexibility and hold up well over the longer term, then this is gonna be a good option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a pretty good experience testing out the Fugu Bomb Backpack over the past couple of weeks, and you can currently purchase this at the link that I've included in the description below. And the bag is going to come in at a few different price points depending on the materials that you get. The version that I have here, which is Dyneema, comes in at about $300. I believe that if you get the Cordura version or a few different materials, it's a little bit less. Regardless, the bag is definitely a bit of an investment. It is very well built, and it's coming from a smaller, more independent gear designer, and it offers some interesting features, but there's also going to be a lot of other great bags in this price range that may be worth considering. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is of course the Nitecore BP18, which is also a Lii Gear backpack, and that was a really solid bag. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, it's smaller than what I would normally like to use. It had a very simple layout. It opened up clamshell style, had a simple organizational layout that still allowed you to fit more than you would think for a bag of that size. It was very comfortable to wear. You could wear it as a sling. And also, if you don't like the Nitecore collaboration that includes a lot of pops of yellow, Lii Gear actually has their own kind of version of that bag called the Mr. Octopus. And so if you're somebody that has a smaller frame, or you just have a more minimal everyday carry and you don't really need laptop protection, then that's going to be a good option to take a look at. The next bag this made me think of is the Mystery Ranch Urban Assault 24, which is a very solid everyday carry bag that has a super comfortable harness system. It's able to hold a ton of stuff, a very similar capacity to this, but because of its layout, it almost feels like it could hold a little bit more. It doesn't have a clamshell opening. It has the tri-zip opening that Mystery Ranch has, which still allows you to easily access most of the areas of the bag. It has a pretty simple layout as well. I like that that bag has external water bottle pockets, and it's gonna have a way better laptop situation. It actually has a dedicated laptop compartment that's suspended and well padded, whereas this one doesn't really include anything for your laptop right off the bat. And again, the harness system on that one is fantastic. One of the best that I've used. It's solidly built, and it also comes in at a little bit of a lower price point. So if you're looking for a bag that has this size and that's gonna give you better laptop protection, then that's gonna be a good option to check out. Another bag this made me think of is the Evergood CPL24 V2, which is one of my favorite EDC bags of the moment. I love the 24-liter capacity on that. It's gonna be able to hold a similar amount to this, maybe even just a little bit more due to the layout. but that bag is super versatile. It doesn't look that big. I love the organizational layout on that. It just has some great pocketing that has independent volume. You can really spread all of your stuff out. It has an excellent suspended and well padded laptop compartment. It's comfortable to wear. The harness system on that one is not always my favorite because the back panel tends to get a little bit sweatier. This one actually, in my opinion, has straps that offer a little bit more padding, and you have more ventilation on the back panel, so that's going to be worth considering. But if you're looking for a bag that has, this sort of vibe that you can take into the outdoors, but maybe not all the same webbing, it's going to be a little bit more minimal, and that has some extra organization and protection for your laptop, and that's going to be another great option to keep in mind. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Alpha 19er Evade 1.5 Full, which is another really great EDC and kind of all-purpose bag that comes in at 24 to 25 liters. That bag does feel bigger than this bag. It's just a little bit bulkier, and it has so much padding and pocketing that it can just look bigger even though they have a similar capacity. And that's one of those bags that kind of just throws the kitchen sink at you as far as features. It has a very well padded and comfortable and adjustable harness system. It has tons of different pockets all throughout the bag. You also have the ability to add a lot of accessories to the bag. If you have modular pouches that you like to use similar to this one, that one is offered in a variety of materials as well. And it's another bag coming from an independent bag maker, a slightly smaller shop that just takes a different approach. It also has a padded laptop compartment, again, just pocketing all throughout. It stands up well on its own. So that's one of the most popular bags in the EDC community right now. It comes in at over $200, also depending on the materials that you get. The price point is gonna vary. I really enjoyed testing that bag out. It's gonna be heavier than this bag, and again, the organizational options and features can potentially be overwhelming depending on your organizational style and packing style. But if you want a bag that can kind of do everything and that's going to give you the most flexibility, then that's going to be one of the best options that you can take a look at. With that being said, the Fugu Bomb 25 holds up pretty well against all those bags, and if you're looking for something that's going to offer a simpler layout but still give you the flexibility to do some modular organization with the pouches that either Lii Gear sells or other pouches that are currently on the market, and you want something that's durable and comfortable, then this is going to be a good option to check out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of the Fugu Bomb Backpack. And if there are any similar options that you think I should feature on the channel, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.